This is AfriPlus News Channel, and today's report digs into a story that has sent shockwaves through Nigeria and beyond: the alleged arrest of at least 16 senior military officers accused of plotting a coup to overthrow President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and install a military government. The mere thought of a coup in Africa's most populous nation is enough to raise global alarm. What could drive senior officers, from captains to brigadier generals, to such a dangerous decision? Stay with us to the end of this analysis as we uncover the deeper meaning behind this incident. But first, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to AfriPlus News Channel for more vital updates and intelligent analysis on Africa's unfolding events. The news that 16 senior officers of the Nigerian armed forces were detained for allegedly plotting a coup has left Nigerians stunned. These are not low-ranking soldiers; these are high-ranking, well-trained officers entrusted with national defense. What could push men of such caliber to allegedly consider turning their weapons inward, against the very system they swore to protect? Could this be a symptom of something deeper, a rot within the military structure, or a growing frustration with the direction of national leadership?
A coup d'etat almost happened in Nigeria. For those of you that did not understand, according to the claim, there is some group of soldiers that were planning to overthrow President Tinubu. And the information that we gather was that there are some group of politicians behind this false allegation, because it's still an allegation, is not confirmed yet. There are some group of soldiers that organize themselves planning to take over President Tinubu's seat, to dethrone him. But they were not smart enough like the one that happened in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, so they were quick to apprehend by other soldiers. All this information that I'm telling you, I gathered it from Sahara reports. Sahara reports still claim that in previous military statements that they claim that the arrest is not due to coup plot. It was due to another offense that they committed. In same Sahara statement, they still claim, other soldiers claim that their arrest was due to coup plot. So Nigerian, what do you think about this information? Anyway, share your thought on the comment section responsibly and for
Nigerians are asking, when loyalty to the state begins to clash with loyalty to conscience, what happens next? Reports suggest that the Defense Intelligence Agency, DIA, in collaboration with other intelligence units, uncovered the alleged plot before it could unfold. If this intelligence is accurate, it shows that the Nigerian security apparatus is still alert and functional, at least to some degree. But it also reveals that conversations about rebellion are not as distant as they used to be. What does it say about the internal morale of the military when whispers of insurrection can grow into what intelligence bodies describe as a planned coup? And how far does this go? Is it a contained act of indiscipline, or the symptom of wider military disillusionment with Nigeria's leadership?
We should shut down the National Assembly. Let's shut down. If we cannot save this country, we stay in our homes. Our country is bleeding. People are in poverty. There's no food. People are hungry. Insecurity is threatening us. We cannot pretend. It's better we're not here than to not see that here people are dying.
According to sources, the coup was planned to coincide with Nigeria's Independence Day celebrations on October 1st, a symbolic day meant to honor the country's freedom from colonial rule. Ironically, it was the same date some of these officers allegedly wanted to declare the end of civilian rule. Could this choice of date have been a message, a statement that Nigeria's independence has become meaningless under corrupt and ineffective leadership? And if the Independence Day parade was indeed cancelled due to intelligence about a coup plot, what else has been hidden from the public under the guise of security reasons? The coincidence is too striking to ignore. However, the official statement from the Nigerian military paints a very different picture. It downplays the situation, claiming that the arrested officers were detained for indiscipline and failure in promotion examinations, not for plotting a coup. But this explanation raises even more questions. Can failing a promotion exam really justify the detention of over a dozen senior officers? Or is this an attempt to manage a much bigger story quietly, to avoid public panic and international embarrassment? Could the military be covering up internal cracks that, if fully exposed, would reveal just how fragile Nigeria's armed forces have become under the current political leadership? Beyond the military itself, many ordinary Nigerians have quietly voiced sentiments of exhaustion and anger toward what they describe as the wickedness of Nigerian leaders. From corruption to insecurity, economic collapse to mass unemployment, public frustration is boiling over. When civilians begin to sympathize with alleged coup plotters, not because they want military rule, but because they are desperate for change, it becomes clear that the social contract has broken down.
There was no any security personnel here in this place again. So they began to break doors and set fire. Break doors and set fire on houses. This was the first house they set fire.
This is your brother's house?
Yes. This is my elder brother's shops. Those shops are 8. This was the first house they set fire on. After this one, they came to this one. And my uncle was here with his wife, with his son's wife and his children, all of them. I lost people in this house, 11.
11 people
yeah, 11,
died
that's
in
my
this
family.
house?
Those that are my family members. Here,
Wow.
11 persons were lost in this place. They were sleeping in this very bar.
They were sleeping in here?
Yeah, they were sleeping here. This is where they normally sleep. 8 people were killed there. That is my family.
8 were killed that way?
8 were killed in that place.
And that's your family also?
That is my family.
How many of your family did you lose
20
that night?
members. I lost 20 members of my family in this very attack.
Wow. And this is your elder brother's house?
Yes, this is my elder brother's house.
Was he killed? Your elder brother?
My elder brother, he doesn't stay here.
Okay. Okay.
He said he was not killed. Only my stepmom, with my elder brother's wife, with my sister, they were inside with their children.
If these allegations are true, they reflect a dangerous tipping point, a moment when segments of the armed forces begin to believe that political power is the only way to rescue the nation.
Do you think that President Tinubu can be beaten in 2027?
Mr. Victor, with due respect to you, sir, if there are free, fair and credible elections conducted in Nigeria, before 12 o'clock on election day, the defeat of Tinubu and his APC minions will be announced. APC does not like me saying this statement. They will go to comment section on social media and abuse it, but I am insisting and saying it. If the president is very confident in his popularity, do free and fair election. You have been de facto governor of Lagos for the more than 20 years or 26 years and counting. Influence, popularity should be influenced. If you are the leader, you are the Jagaban of Lagos. Do you know that in 2023, people were physically beaten out of polling units in Lagos for looking like a certain tribe? Who is afraid of what? Why is President Tinubu not committing to free and fair elections? The only hope and confidence is in a compromised judiciary and a compromised INEC. What happened? What were the numbers? President Tinubu is the only person who won presidency by losing all major voting blocks. He lost his home state of Lagos. He lost Kano. What happened in Rivers? Let us be honest to ourselves. We know what is... When people come out to boast and say this person cannot be beaten, he cannot be beaten through what? Through free and fair or through rigging. Let us make it clear. Let us make the statement to the end. He cannot lose. He cannot lose through what? Who they vote for him? Where are they? I beg you. Nigerians must put pressure on INEC. It is INEC that is the weapon fashion against you. Leave all this talk of grandstanding and... Do free and fair election. Then we know who popular. So, Chebi, you stood for Abiola, you believe in the MKO mandate. It was about free and fair election now. So now that you even honored his wife and gave her title of CFR and all of that. So meaning you believed in democracy. So why do you Democrats not believe in free and fair election? Or Nigeria is the only democracy that is not ruled by Democrats? This is mischief of the highest level. Once you see a group of leaders like that, the citizens must wake up and insist. Let us pick our leaders. 2027, mount your guard and protect your votes.
So the real question is, are Nigerians willing to repeat the mistakes of the past, or will this moment become a wake-up call to reform the system before it collapses completely? The alleged coup attempt also puts the current government under the spotlight. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, facing mounting economic hardship and rising public dissatisfaction, must now contend with the perception that even his own military may be losing faith in his administration. Could this incident expose growing divisions not just within the armed forces, but within Nigeria's ruling elite? And if so, what does that mean for the stability of West Africa's most influential nation at a time when military takeovers have become common across the Sahel? This unfolding event forces difficult but necessary questions. How long can the Nigerian people endure worsening conditions before a breaking point is reached? How long can the government continue to suppress discontent with rhetoric and promises while millions of citizens remain unemployed, hungry, and insecure? And more importantly, if both the military and civilians are now disillusioned, where does Nigeria turn next? In conclusion, this alleged coup plot, whether real, exaggerated, or covered up, is a reflection of the deep cracks within Nigeria's institutions. It is a symptom of national exhaustion, where even those in uniform, who once stood as symbols of discipline and loyalty, are allegedly losing faith. But rather than seeking salvation in military takeovers, perhaps this should be a wake-up call to rebuild trust, transparency, and justice. The future of Nigeria depends on whether its leaders can listen, truly listen, to the cries of the people before those cries turn into something far more dangerous. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you believe the official military explanation, or do you think this was indeed a foiled coup attempt? What do you think this says about the current state of Nigeria's democracy? Share your respectful opinions in the comment section below. Your perspective matters. And if you find our analysis valuable, please like, share, and subscribe to AfriPlus News channel. You can also support our work by joining our channel membership or sending us a super thanks. Your support helps us continue to bring you deeper, more independent coverage of African affairs. Disclaimer. This analysis is based on publicly available information and verified reports from multiple credible sources. AfriPlus News channel does not endorse or promote any form of violence, coup plotting, or anti-government activity. The purpose of this content is purely analytical and educational, aimed at fostering informed discussion in line with YouTube's community guidelines.